Welcome back to Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. If you're just joining us, we would like to make an announcement that tomorrow's event at the Action Family Zone will not be taking place as expected. It's being changed. So show up and be part of a discussion where we're all going to just talk to each other about what's going on in the community. But some of our speakers had to cancel or were unable to make the event, so we are going to postpone the proper event to a later date and just have an informal gathering tomorrow at the Action Family
Which will
Zone.
still be powerful and you'll have some breakthroughs and some awareness, and I think everything that you guys have, especially when you're talking and opening up groups, is powerful. And every time I'm there, I'm always thinking to myself, why do we not have more people here? So please come out and be a part of it. You'll definitely not want to miss it.
Absolutely. So if you're just joining us, we are sort of trying to encompass everything that Action does in conjunction with all the other entities in the community. And we've talked about some prevention efforts. We've talked about some intervention efforts with different organizations, including Sheriff's Department, school districts, city, Action Family Counseling. And but when it comes to treatment, you know, I'm a little bit biased only because I went through Action and I'm standing here today almost 8 years later, a changed man because of the work that Action's done, but also became an employee there, and I get to be part of the efforts in treatment that we give to the new people coming in there. But how do you paint a picture, Cary, of exactly what our treatment looks like in Action and what we do?
How do you? It's hard.
It is. There's so much going on.
There's a lot going on, from interventions to assemblies to outpatients to residentials to, everything.
Right.
So we have a lot going on. But I'll tell you, what you said is really what it's really all about. I've been doing this over a quarter of a century, and we have about 125 employees, somewhere around there. And I'm telling you, a third of those employees are ex-patients.
Right.
Like yourself, that came in, got clean, and decided, now I want to give back. I want to take care of business. Went to school, got your counselor degrees, and now you're helping other people. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's like a full circle, right?
How cool is that? So when somebody tells you in a group or something, how do you know? You don't know what I'm going through.
Well, maybe I do.
Maybe you do. I'm not one of those firm believers that you have to be recovering to help people in recovery. Right. But as long as you have the right kind of compassion and know how to deal with people, fine. But recovering people does help.
Right. You know, and we've got, Action really started, the beginnings of Action was with the Parent-Teen Support Program, correct?
Well, it goes back, you're going back so many years. It was started with a program that we all worked in a hospital, in treatment programs where we had 7 units, and then from there we decided to create Action when we were going into schools and we were doing groups, and then we started clinics and residentials and just went on and on and on.
Right.
There's no end in sight. We just keep getting more and more and larger and larger.
Well, the vision gets bigger, and
Right.
You as being the main visionary, I know that your heart's in it to help as many people as you can, and how can we reach all of them, I think, is the question that you're trying to solve.
Yeah, and things pop up. It's we open up a clinic or a residential in one area, and all of a sudden there's a whole boatload of people coming from another area to that one. It creates the need.
Yeah.
Not that the need's not there, but it creates more of a need, and we go, oh, we better get there. And I'll tell you, a lot of times, which is really cool, is the insurance companies will call us. And they're not crazy about treatment programs, but they will call us and say, hey, do us a favor and open up in this community.
Because there's such a need.
Your service is desperately needed.
Wow.
Well, and they know that, chemical dependency creates so many different problems in a person's life that if you can combat that I'm looking from an insurance perspective. Right. If I can combat that with a treatment facility in somebody's life, we're looking at lower medical costs.
We have somebody today we're bringing in, and my thing to the insurance company is, okay, this individual has been in 4 different psychiatric facilities in the last 2 months.
Right.
Medical hospitals. So we're going to bring them in the long run. We could stop all those other admissions.
Because if we can get to the drug and alcohol use,
Exactly. You can't.
Absolutely.
I was talking to someone today, and they were actually wanting to bring their kid into some kind of treatment. Kid was in the 30s, and they said, "But we really want to bring him in a place that's going to tell us why he's using." And my point is to them is to say that it doesn't matter why.
Yeah.
Let's get him off the drugs. Then we'll figure all that out.
Yeah.
But until the drugs are gone, no.
Well, and a lot of times, just to get a person clear, you have to have abstinence first, so you can look at let's see what's underneath all of that.
I'll tell you, you
right?
can't even properly diagnose someone for psychiatric stuff if they're coming in on crystal meth. How do you do it? It looks like psychosis.
It does
So you
oftentimes look like
have to get the
psychosis.
drugs off first.
And depending on where they're at,
Hey, Bob.
we'll talk more about that when we come back from the break.
Yeah.
This is Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.